Hi. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about change and how we find our center or how we find grounding again when things are changing. So sometimes the mothers come up for me when the weather changes or something happens in my environment. And today it's very, very windy. And so I've been contemplating the wind mother. She is the one she brings change. She brings possibility and hope and letting things be different, she supports things kind of moving through their cycles. And so the wind has a lot of change in it, right? We have sayings that are about the winds of change and things like that. So it's not uncommon, I think, to think of the wind as a change agent. So in the best ways then, she would be the planter of new seeds and the nurturer of possibilities and dreams and things like that. In the sort of difficulty or struggle, and the wind mother would struggle with staying grounded or staying having some kind of solidity. And so there's a few other mothers involved in Landscape of Mothers that offer that to wind mother. And so one of them would be mountain. So mountain mother offers that possibility that there's some kind of grounding, some place to land, some good ground somewhere. River mother offers the sense that wind could be less scattered and have a direction, a place to go, some banks that are actually leading that change in a particular direction. And so those are two mothers that you can play with in times of change. And then I want to suggest that there's different kinds of change. So while wind mother might bring small changes or things that are desired, things that are exciting, and so it might be easy to be grounded in it or to find the direction of it. Wind mother also carries the movement of, dare I say, a disaster or catastrophe, something that doesn't feel so comfortable, right? So something that feels more chaotic or ungrounding or something more uprooted, right? And in that case, our other possibility is looking to Sun and Moon Mother for our regulation. And in this way, we can actually anchor into something that is also in motion. So historically, I would have said that Landscape of Mothers really wasn't for catastrophe times or crisis times. And having been through a few layers of those recently, I feel a little differently about that. And I feel like maybe crisis or catastrophe times have a lot of the movement in them. And so if we were going to gather up a few of the mothers to sort of give anchor or, be able to have that conversation in a context, I would say that ocean and wind sort of combine, they're neighbors on the wheel, and they kind of combine to give that sense of the change being very uprooted, the change kind of really pulling up those deep roots. And that their anchor position, it feels to me like all that movement in the crisis or catastrophe or in the really difficult moments, there's just so much motion, so much is changing, and that it's very hard to find this stable place, right? So when we feel like the ground is shaking beneath us, it's hard to find mountain. If we can't even find the ground underneath us, we may not know where we're going. This may be a situation in which we're really, it really is some level of chaos in which we can't direct or define like River Mother would help us with. And so then our other rooting possibility is Sun and Moon Mother. And that's about finding the cycles and rhythms that we still engage with, that can be stabilizing for us. And so we might think along the lines initially of, are we still eating meals? Are we still getting sleep to the best of our ability? Are we settling ourselves down for regular rest? Is there a place that we go that can regulate us? So, nature, something that feels like, just this cycle of every day I'm going out in nature, or every day I'm connecting to this rhythm that's happening. It can put us in a position where we're not trying to control the change in the places we don't have control, but it can also give us a place to feel anchored and regulated. So just out of curiosity, wondering if you're feeling like you're in that sort of state of uprootedness, which to some degree, it's really common right now between the pandemic, between feelings of loss, between, political stuff going on, these moments of feeling like we're not sure where we're really at. What are the rhythms and cycles that you can kind of anchor yourself in to allow the change to continue to happen without trying to control it too much, without trying to stop it, without trying to make it go backwards, right? Those are things that often create suffering in us when we're trying to make something happen that just isn't in the field of possibility at the moment. So those are some thoughts just out of curiosity. What would be your cycles and rhythms that you use in moments of upheaval, and how do those feel to you? How do they regulate you? And how do you know inside of you what are the sensations you have in your body that let you know that those are the things that are helping you out?